Welcome back, BG Nation. It is week 17, and we have a banger. We kept it short, concise. Let us know how you like the new format, but we really dive deep into ball talk. Pause. NBA ball talk, pretty much from beginning to end. Let us know how you like it. NFL's died down, but we talk about LeBron a lot. Why the Lakers hate him. Lakers fans hate him. Who's the new face of the NBA? Is Wemby doing too much by being performative and mad? Find out in this episode. All we got. Let us know how we like it. Like, subscribe, share with anyone you know. Let's get into it. Week 17.
FTP. Welcome back, BG Nation. It is week 17, epi 17, and we are back at Avoca. I wish y'all could see the setup.
No.
Insane setup.
Truly.
Insane setup.
The engineering of Lewis. We picked up one of the... By the way, 4 people in this room. None of us live here. We hoisted the couch up. It's leaned against the wall. We have blankets put up that way. Hopefully there's not enough echo. If you follow the story, follow the Instagram, because on the story you will see how the setup is up. Couch on the wall, blankets up. Hopefully that means the audio is good. If there's echo, then it means we truly failed at our job. Truly, this was for nothing. It'd
be unfortunate.
If there's still echo.
Everything will be back in this place. But you're saying, what was that face?
I mean, the couch kind of looks good there.
Okay.
The couch don't look bad there.
We're playing pillow fort. We're doing pillow forts now, bro. We're truly straying now. We're straying away from the plot.
This is away from the plot.
This is insane. But
again, we're back at Avoca. Look, a couple weeks back, we said we found our forever home. I know we've already referenced back to it. We thought we found our forever home.
TC.
Shout out TC. At the recording studio here at UIW. It seems like Avoca might be our true home. I'm not going to lie. They always welcome us. Shout out Marcos. It's a big shout out. He says he preferred if we record here. So, in a way, hopefully he doesn't get mad that his couch is now leaned up against the wall.
It's uplifted.
It's uplifting.
It's up right now. Yeah.
Feng shui, one might say.
It's serving multiple purposes now. It's not just a couch. It's a stand.
It's a stand. It's a pillar.
Exactly. It's a pillar of hope, pillar of light. And honestly, I'm happy that we were able to get it up without breaking anything.
Nah.
Honestly.
Could fall. Potato on the other side. All good. All good. Look, it's cut for now. This is what we got to work with. But yeah, again, shout out Voca. Shout out Marcos.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty much all I got. But hopefully, our plan for this episode, concise. We're on the ball.
Yes,
we're on the ball. You will know, viewers. You will know if the runtime is still over 2 hours, then no, we failed, because the goal is to get this at 1 hour, hour 15.
Yeah, we're trying to trim it down. We're trying to trim it down just a little. Sometimes we do go on some crazy rants. You can't even lie. We do go on some crazy rants. Honestly, I think they're valid rants.
Sometimes,
but sometimes cutting it short is for the better. Cutting it short, just for quality and for y'all too. This is for y'all to enjoy. Y'all might enjoy a little shorter content. We're trying new things.
Let us know.
Yeah, we'll see how it is going back to our original days, our OG days. A little shorter.
Hour. Exactly. It's better for everyone here, though. We were starting at 12 midnight. Not optimal. We said we would start at 5 p.m. We
record at 5 p.m. We are 7 hours late.
That's all right.
It's all good.
It happens. We're here, and we're ready to go.
Handling business. I think that's the tune. I think that's the theme.
Handling business. We're handling business. So enough pussyfooting around. It's time to get straight into it.
Yes, sir.
Dead ass. All right.
Let's get it.
POS of the week.
Get right into it.
We're going to elaborate on this one a little further. Again, concise. We're professional. We're episode 17 at this point. We're professional at this point. POS of the week, Kevin Durant, the KDF Files. Open up the KDF Files, and we will open them up. We will open them up this episode.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about it.
But POS of the week, KD, if you know, you know. If you don't know, tune in, and you will know. We're going to talk about the KDF Files.
Yep.
And good. A couple shout-outs. Shout out Marcos. Shout out Avoca. Shout out the couch, being sturdy.
Yep.
Shout out our producers. Producer D.
Producer D and Producer L. Producer Andrew. Producer Lewis. Shout out, we're going through the whole alphabet like you said.
Drew, what are you playing right now?
Oh, yeah. Little mobile game?
What are you playing?
That's
still a game? You never played it?
Okay, I've never played the game. I've seen the movie, right? There's a movie?
Yeah, bro. That game's been out
Boxing animatronics. Boxing robots.
In theme.
Boxing robots.
In theme, bro. Is it the same game from when it came out? Like, no way, gang. They're making updates still? Yeah. Is there new robots? No.
You played this game?
I played the game
It's a boxing game, though, right?
Yes. Boxing robots. Look, that's on theme. We're not going to stray away too far from the plot.
Yep.
That is on theme, though. I'm not going to lie, Drew. That's a deep pool. That is a deep pool to be playing Real Steel in the big 2026. I won't lie. Real Steel 2.
My Cuban brother. My Cuban
brethren. But all right. Shout out them. Any other shout outs? You got a shout out here?
I got a couple shout outs, right? Well, we got one shout out for each. Shout out Dre. It was just recently his birthday, actually. I think he just turned 17. Shout out Dre. He goes to here on campus.
So you're friends with a 16-year-old?
Yeah, technically, yes. My boy Dre, we be hooping.
Your 16-year-old
We
boy.
hoop. No, he's my friend.
Your boy.
I mean, you have high school friends.
No, I don't.
You told me that no, okay, like, I'm not about to start saying things, bruh.
What do you have on me?
No.
Open the
It's not
Baker's
even
Gold
crazy.
file.
But you have high school friends.
No, I don't.
Brother, you told me this.
I don't have a single friend in high school. If you're talking about Tristan, Tristan's fresh. Tristan's a fresh 19-year-old, but he's not in high
I can't
school.
combat lying. I'm not going to say anything crazy either. But, yes, Dre is in college. He just turned 17. Shout out Dre, bro. We hoop. He's a bucket getter. Don't sleep on... He will just... Bro. Oh, y'all are going to see it soon. Shout out Matty G. I believe that's his account name. Y'all are going to see it very soon of Joanne getting his ankles absolutely crossed. Insane clip. Disrespecting BG's name, honestly, with that.
Look, some call it the fall hurt around the nest. That's all I'm saying. It was a fall.
That's a good name.
Fall hurt around the nest. It was a big thud. Two times. One was a crossover. Y'all will see it. I'll post it. Again, shout out Matty G. No, it's fun. It was all in good fun. My ankle hurts. My hip still hurts, and my elbow hurts. That's whatever. Shout out Connor. We're on the ball. We're rolling though. Shout out Connor. My boy came to town, getting a new job. Shout out my boy Connor. Yep. Opened up some packs for me Pokemon. You know, shout out the Join account.
Hopefully, got some good luck.
Shout outs. Yeah, got some good luck. Bought his own Pokemon pack. But shout out our boy Connor. But that's all we got for shout outs. We're gonna get straight into it then, right?
Let's get right into it, bro.
On the ball, starting out, one near and dear to my heart. Something that came as a shocker to me, honestly. So, I have a lot of older friends. Roy might say I have high school friends. No. I have older friends. I get along with older people a lot. So, people from my gym, I work at a gym. I talk to them about sports a lot. I got two Lakers fans that grew in the LA area, been to games. They said back in the Magic Johnson days, they were going to these games, right? One said didn't miss a game from third grade all the way up until this point. Apparently, Lakers fans hate LeBron. Not dislike LeBron. They don't disrespect him.
Hate's a strong word.
They hate LeBron. I have two examples. You know, it'd be one thing if I'm pulling it out of nowhere. But no, I have two prime examples. True diehard Lakers fans that haven't missed a game for over 20 years. Watched almost every single game. Been to the games as little children living in LA. One of them said they have not watched a Lakers game besides the finals since LeBron became a Laker. And I found that astounding. I really did. I thought it was very interesting because, you know, we're a bit of a younger generation. We enjoy LeBron. We grew up watching LeBron. We respect him a lot.
That's true.
A lot of us think he's a GOAT. I think he's a GOAT. But we have a lot of people, including these Lakers fans, that hate LeBron to a point we don't even watch their favorite team. Is there any player you can think of that would join the Spurs that would make you outright just not watch the Spurs anymore? Any off the top of your head?
No,
none. So the hatred you must have for one singular player, and especially a player as great as LeBron, to just not watch Lakers anymore, is insane. But yeah, again, two people that said they just stopped watching Lakers altogether because LeBron's on their team. Okay. Do you have any thoughts on that? It's a crazy
I do.
thing.
No,
I do. Okay, go ahead.
I'll wrap it up. I'll summarize it in one short statement. These people that you're saying do not enjoy basketball.
They love basketball. That's the thing.
I get it. They're saying they do. They're saying they've been diehard Lakers fans since who knows when. Since the Forum.
Yeah.
But if they don't enjoy LeBron James winning a chip, bringing them a chip, the only chip they've had in the, what they won in 2010, right?
Yeah.
So we'll say in the
10 years.
The new decade. Exactly, 10 years. Bringing a chip going into the new decade. That is respectable. That should bring you that respect of being a top 10 Laker of all time. Of at least watching the sport, watching LeBron and the Lakers play. I understand that maybe at the beginning of, LeBron's Laker tenure, it might have been difficult, to watch the games. Obviously, you have players like Alonzo, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, rookies who are barely adjusting to the game of the pros, NBA. And honestly, I get it, but I have never disliked a player so much to where I completely don't watch my favorite team play. Like you said, I would ask the same question for you. Are there any players that would make you not want to watch the Spurs?
No, it'd be...
Exactly.
It would be to the point where the Spurs are so bad. I mean, we went through a couple bad years recently where I was catching them here and there. It's not because I didn't want to watch them. It's mainly just because there's not much to watch. Like, the games weren't competitive.
I get that, yep.
It's not just a single player. And, again, to that point, a player like LeBron, arguably a top 2...
Exactly.
Top 1 player of all time. Maybe the GOAT.
Okay.
You can make the argument. But you know what? One of these guys even gave me the argument. He said LeBron's not even in his top 5. He said LeBron is not even in his top 5 of all time.
That's hate.
He said LeBron has no finesse. LeBron doesn't have the skill. LeBron, he said, he groups him into the group of kind of like a Karl Malone. like a big stat pattern, kind of run and dunk, not too much finesse, not too much skill.
Well, first off, okay, I get what you're saying. First off, Karl Malone never won a ring.
Okay.
That's first off.
True.
First off the rip. He's not. Yeah, okay, Karl Malone might be a stat pattern, but LeBron James was a stat pattern with a ring. Multiple rings. 4 rings.
Yeah, they would say that he's not clutch. When was the last time you saw LeBron make a clutch shot?
Come on, brother.
A clutch shot.
No, I mean.
Very few in his career.
Very few is an interesting statement, but he has definitely hit clutch shots. It's like whenever they say, "Oh, I haven't seen LeBron hit a poster." Brother, we've seen posters before.
That's not factual.
No. But we've seen people say these crazy takes, and I think it all stems from LeBron hate. People are very washed with what they believe they know. You said that these are older heads. These are older people, and honestly, shout out them. They know ball. You know what I mean? They know ball. They've been watching
watched
ball
a long
longer
time.
than us. Obviously, triple, quadruple maybe the amount of time that we've watched. But I think it is a nostalgic thing. You say they saw Michael Jordan, it's probably that. It's probably a GOAT thing. They probably think Michael Jordan is the GOAT. I think they saw Michael Jordan dismantle the Lakers franchise back then. That's why they don't even respect LeBron now, because people are comparing that to Michael Jordan. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to respect a player who obviously isn't anywhere near what I think is the greatest. I get it. But I think it is just kind of an old head type of mindset, and I will always stick by that. And I feel like you can definitely agree with that a little too. I can
definitely agree. Again, I have a lot of people are saying LeBron's barely in the top 5. One person say out of the top 5. The arguments are just invalid. Again, like saying
that's a crazy take.
Not clutch. That's a crazy one. Yeah, he had help, but everyone has help at the end of the day. I mean, the only one that kind of single-handedly won a chip really in recent memory is Dirk. Pretty much Dirk carrying his team.
I think, yeah, Dirk. But I think one of the most clutch moments that LeBron has had is obviously the 3-1 comeback. Well, yes, he's had help, but...
Let's say Kyrie. I've had all these combos many, many times. I said Kyrie. Kyrie's the reason they won that.
Kyrie was the reason that they won 3-1. They came back down 3-1 and won the series. That is the argument?
That is the argument. Kyrie is the reason the Cavs won the championship in 2016 because he went off those last two games.
Okay.
He went off Game 7, locked down Curry, splash in his face, game.
I get that. And look, we're going to talk about, LeBron's teammates later down in the pod. We're definitely going to get into that. But I think that I'm going to stick with my mindset with, I believe that it is an older type of mindset to have, to hate on LeBron. To hate on greatness in general is kind of absurd to me. I feel like, obviously, LeBron is the greatest that we are watching in our generation right now currently. He is the greatest on television right now. For a reason. He has the accolades, he has the longevity, and he has the showmanship. And honestly, I think that with all those 3 combined, no person in the actual NBA who enjoys watching basketball should hate on him.
Look, again, I have a counter argument to all these. Not mine. Again,
I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Yeah.
They said LeBron, 20 years down the road, will not be remembered as the greatest player of the generation. Steph Curry will. When you put their accolades side by side, who did more for the game? Who won the matchups head-to-head in the finals? They said Steph Curry is going to be remembered as the greatest of the generation, especially for what he did for the game. LeBron did nothing for the game. They said LeBron did nothing for the game. And on top of that, one that hurts my heart. One that hurts my heart from Scott, big viewer Scott. He says, a little cheesy one.
Say it.
He said LeBron's not funny. He said LeBron's not funny. I'm dead for real. He said LeBron's not funny enough. LeBron got no swag. He said LeBron got no aura. Jordan wasn't really a funny guy, but he had aura. He had swag. He said LeBron got no swag.
Swag. I think swag is very subjective.
Well, look, but you don't have that much swag. And he's saying they're not funny. I'm like, come on.
Swag is very subjective. How is Jordan swaggy?
Look, come on.
Because he sticks out his tongue?
No, Jordan.
Is that because he's swaggy? How is he swaggy? Because he could do a little. His clothes, but his clothes isn't even that crazy though.
Look, but he said as a face of the NBA.
His shoes, okay, that's cool. That's drip. Yeah, but his clothes though is different.
His style was a lot better on the court.
90s style.
But his style on the court was also loud.
Well, that's different. Look, that's what I'm trying to say. His flashy play style, but we have flashy players in the NBA who are replicating that thing. They would have called that Jordan move. You've seen those memes. Yeah, I can't fully explain it right now, but come on, we have players who are able to do Jordan's moves currently, right now. Bums, not even bums, but bench players.
He changed the game. They weren't doing that back in the day. Go back to the Beatles. He truly innovated the game for his time.
Dr. J, or George Gervin invented the underneath right underneath the basket, the layup. And people say that people say Jordan perfected it, but George Gervin truly was that original shooting guard who was a scorer, the bucket getter. And honestly, Jordan truly did not put it on the map. What Jordan did put on the map was winning that many rings consecutively. Obviously, Celtics, that was greatness. Yes, his longevity, his greatness with winning, just as a player. Obviously, he went, 3-0, took a break, then another 3-0. That's crazy, right? We're not discounting that. But to say, really, what I'm trying to wrap this part up, is that to hate on LeBron is ridiculous. I'm a big believer in just appreciating greatness. I'm not going to discount anyone's greatness like I see LeBron doing just because, I have some previous feelings about it, some previous bias about it. And honestly, yeah, I'm assuming right there about, what they think. But what else could it be? What else could it be? Why else would they hate LeBron? Why would they not watch a Lakers game until he brought them a chip? It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Look, to wrap it up all together. Again, we've talked about it though. At this point in the career, if I was a Lakers fan, I probably wouldn't want LeBron on my team either. At this point,
yes. It's difficult.
Frustration now, but yes, he did win a chip. Again, we're gonna have a little bit more conversation about LeBron and his chips, the help he had. This is a future discussion that we still coming up on the podcast. But to wrap it up, I think it is just kind of pure hate. It's too much hate. I think again, just from the older generation, there's a big divide between the older generation.
Oh, no doubt.
A big divide because I don't respect Kobe as much as I probably should. I will give Jordan respect and say LeBron and him are pretty much neck and neck at this point. But again, to wrap it up, Lakers fans hate LeBron, and I do not get it. I don't get it. It's a little bit too much in my opinion, but he's the face of the league at the end of the day. He's the face of the league.
It's true.
We're going to move it on, and we're going to talk about someone I think should be the face of the league.
Okay.
Should be the face of the league, but I don't think he's gained the respect that he deserves. It's been on my mind, been on my mental for a long, long time.
Let me hear it.
My take is, if Cooper Flagg was black, people would be calling him the next LeBron. That's all I got to say. That's not all I got to say, but I think it's very true. He's being underrated a heavy amount right now. I'm even going to bounce it off the next topic we have here.
Okay.
We're going to kind of bring it together, but you have it written out here. If Cooper Flagg was in the draft class this year, he'd be out of the top 5 of the picks. The former number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
Averaging over 20 points per game as a rookie. Leading the Mavericks.
Yep.
Scoring. Leading that team. Growing in front of our eyes with the great shooting ability.
Yep.
The great playmaking. I think people would be calling him the next LeBron if he was black. I'm just saying. I think that they discount the white player. They do. They truly do.
Okay.
And I think he should
That's your take.
respect. That's my take.
Okay.
That's my take.
All right. And to respond to your take, off the rip, I do not think it is a racial thing. I do not think it is a black or white thing.
Why is he getting disrespected then?
I think he's getting disrespected because it's kind of a... Oh, that's a good question. That's for sure a good question.
Why?
Look, I'm trying to think of many reasons why. I'm not going to pinpoint it on race. That's for sure. I for sure can agree that Coop is hooping. He has insane stats, and I can for sure.
You said the best rookie since LeBron. Pretty much.
Yeah, no, yes. If y'all, yes.
People are saying Concadipple should be winning Rookie of the Year over him. People are still saying that Con should be.
Con's white too, and honestly, look, I see Coop hooping. He has an insane athleticism, and honestly, I think that he is the most athletic rookie since LeBron. I know we said VJ Edgecombe. He is one of the most athletic rookies in this class, but Cooper Flagg, he has an insane dunk package. I think that's what kind of pairs him with that LeBron type of archetype. He has a very similar build, maybe a little skinnier than LeBron. LeBron was pretty skinny at the time he was drafted 18. Same with Coop, though. Very similar ages. I think this Coop disrespect... I don't even know where it's... I'm trying to think. Because I would say the Mavericks, right? The Mavericks aren't necessarily the craziest franchise.
Neither were the Cavs whenever LeBron.
That's what exactly. I think the hype behind LeBron was a factor in it. I think the league was trying to find a next face of the NBA whenever they're figuring out who should be the next face of the NBA. They seen LeBron, the chosen one. They started labeling him as soon as he comes out of high school. Right out of high school. The chosen one. It was different rules back then. The high school players were able to go straight into the NBA. Very different from now. Cooper Flagg had to go to Duke. He had to marinate in his greatness, marinate in his success. But truly, I believe that it is more of a time thing. It's more of an era issue.
No. Look.
It is.
I disagree. Because over the past couple of years, people have been discussing, and we're going to talk about this again. Shout out to the rest of the pod. But look, we're going to talk about this again. The future face of the NBA, LeBron's time is ticking down. It's been ticking for a long time. So people have been wondering who's going to be that next face.
I have it.
People have been wondering. All right, we're going to talk about it.
Go for it.
People have been wondering who's going to be the next face. That's been a big topic of discussion, right? they say it's got to be an American player. You know, we got so many out of the U.S. players. It's got to be an American player.
Right.
He has the makings of everything you need for being the face of the league. The stats, the pedigree to put it up. Again, you can't go from the high school to NBA. You went to Duke, which is a coveted, high-achieving school. He went to the school.
Duke's Duke.
It's a brand. He's American. He has everything you need to be the next face of the NBA, and he's backing it up on the court. There's no reason he shouldn't be being built up to be the next face of the NBA. He's done nothing wrong. The only thing I'm saying is he might be discounted because, look, I truly don't look.
But why? Why? I see your take.
Look, Scott. I mean, I'm shout out Scott. He says not enough white people watch the NBA. Not enough white people watch the NBA. He says they do to an extent, but the demographic really isn't white people watching the NBA. Look, I'm not going to make it a big thing. I'm not going to make it a big thing because truly, is it a little outlandish to say? Yes, of course. That someone being discounted because he's white. But I really can't find, it's kind of a just bigger discourse. Why isn't Cooper Flagg being discussed as the next face of the NBA? Can you really argue that he has the makings to be the next face of the NBA? Everything we've been looking for in someone, he has a perfect makings to be the next face.
I can argue. And look, face in the NBA, when I think of face in the NBA, I think of one player. One individual player, one great player who will become possibly the greatest of all time, who has the potential to become the greatest of all time. I don't think of Cooper Flagg when I think of that. I think of Victor Wembanyama when I think of GOAT. When I think of facing the NBA, we're going to talk about it. Yeah, exactly. We're going to talk about it. But I think of Victor Wembanyama compared to Cooper Flagg. So, yes, I think the reason why Cooper Flagg does get discounted a lot is because LeBron was put on that pedestal. He was put on that new face of the NBA. You know, Michael Jordan was retiring. He retired in 2003, I believe. Right whenever LeBron got, yes, exactly, perfect switch. They labeled him the chosen one at 18, going straight into the NBA, and boom, right off the rip, it would be Cooper Flagg's Duke season, but LeBron's first season in the NBA, showing the same amount of athleticism as Cooper Flagg. Obviously, you know, he still has to work on his jumper, things like that, his leadership, but that same next year, he went to the Olympics in the 04 with the 04 team. You know, that is different. That is a next level. Same thing with Cooper Flagg. He has participated in Olympic practice squads and things like that with the Olympic team, the Olympic Mavens team. And honestly, shout out to him. But insane take in my opinion. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Okay, we can move on from that. But I'm saying, I think Cooper Flagg should be built up more as a face of the NBA. His stats aren't too far off from what Wemby did his first year. And again, this is a USA-based sport. We should be looking for a USA-based player. So Wemby, French, again, we're talking about face NBA talk coming up in the podcast. But I think he should be discussed, at least in that regard, whereas they haven't talked to him in that regard at all. That's all I got to say about that. Truly a crazy take to be saying that he's being disregarded because of the color of his skin. But, I mean, that's my take. I have no other reason why, besides the demographic isn't there for a white guy to be the face of the league. White guys, there's not too many great white guys. Well, in the top 10 is only one guy, Larry Bird. 1 out of 10 of the top.
Larry Bird, you got Larry Bird, Dirk. Dirk's tough. Top 15.
Top 10. There's very few the great whites somewhat might say. The great white agenda, if you know, you know. But look.
Something, man. That's something, man.
You got the next one. You were talking about it. I already kind of prelude it a bit. If you want to go into it a little bit.
So, yeah, we were talking about it off the rip. We'll talk about it right here. We have Coop out of the top 5. Coop out of the top 5. What might that mean? We were talking about Coop in the NBA draft this upcoming year would go out of the top 5 projected picks, which is pretty absurd to say. We have the top 5 projected picks right now currently: AJ Benyansta, Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, Caleb Wilson, and also a sneaky little Kingston Flemings, who I personally believe that will go a little higher than these other players. Honestly, this take is kind of bogus to me. I feel like Cooper Flagg would possibly go top 4. I can see a world where you take, AJ Benyansta, right? You take Darren Peterson. You take, obviously, Cameron Boozer, very, very big and athletic player. And then you have a sneaky Caleb Wilson. I know you haven't kept it too much with college ball, but Caleb Wilson is a KD like 6'10", can dunk the ball crazy, and he has that raw ability. And honestly, Cooper Flagg, very similar, a little shorter than that Caleb Wilson archetype. This is why I'm saying I feel like he could possibly slip out, but just the overall take of, disrespecting Coop, talking about that big white agenda, whatever you call it. What is it? The great white agenda. It's interesting to say, but any thoughts on that?
That's just disrespectful, in my opinion. Again,
Yeah.
I don't know these players too much. I don't get to catch too much college hoops. I'm working a lot. I'm a hardworking guy. But sometimes I do get out. I catch some BYU games with Bayansta. I do get to watch him hoop. He's a baller. But again, I don't have the sample size to truly give a real opinion on this. But just based off that, like what Cooper's already doing in the league, what we see, we don't know how these guys are going to do in the league. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
We see a proven player who's already averaging 20 points per game as a rookie on a bad team and saying that the other 4 guys get drafted above him. Again, in my opinion, like you said, bogus. Bogus.
But could you see it possibly happen? I mean, look, we have Caleb Wilson, who has a very similar archetype as Cooper Flagg. Maybe not as a strong point guard role. We see Cooper Flagg being able to play that point guard role, which is, being able to play that 1 through 5 is pretty essential in this league. We have Darren Peterson next Kobe Bryant. No?
Missing with that.
Okay.
There's no way. Why?
He has his skill set. His ability to shot create and make shots, big shots, that too. That's a problem. That is a problem. Shout out the reference, hunger reference. But Darren Peterson is a hooper. At the end of the day, he's a hooper. Yes, the hunger is a big thing. I think Cooper Flagg, that one's pushing it. That one's cutting it. Honestly, in my opinion, I would put Kingston Flemings over Darren Peterson. That might be an interesting take. Kingston Flemings, shout out Kingston Flemings. I think he is from, he was from San Antonio. Brennan, I believe. Yeah, Brennan. He played it as high school here. And then, a little crunch. But nah, shout out Kingston Flemings. I think he kind of sneaks into this over Darren Peterson. But pretty disrespectful to have Cooper Flagg. Shout out Marcos.
I'm laughing because Marco's just peeking over our blankets for what we have in. Come on in.
Low chi.
There's room. Come on in. I'm sorry we flipped your couch, Marcos.
We've done an insane pillow fort. The most insane pillow fort of all time, matter of fact.
It had to be done. I'm sorry. Anyways.
Nah, yeah, for sure.
We're staying on the ball this one.
I'm honestly done with this take.
No,
I'm done with this take.
I think it's bogus. It's bogus. Coop Flagg falling out of the top.
It's unrealistic. It's unrealistic.
I mean, you can't compare it.
We'll say it's a reach. We'll call it a reach.
It's a big reach. But all right, and then that kind of brings us in. We're talking about draft talk. We're already in the topic. Bring us into this other one right here. You're talking about the new anti-tanking rules that might be coming into play in the NBA?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. New anti-tanking rules that are coming into play, like you said. Very scary. Very scary for some teams. But let's get right into it. We have lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date. Interesting. You want to do a quick fire? Should I just quick fire this? You want to respond to that?
I mean, how would that stop him from tanking?
Yeah, so basically, I believe the concept of this one, if I were to think about it, we have the lottery odds would freeze, let's say at half season, All-Star break. So teams that are obviously projecting horrible records off the rip aren't able to tank. It definitely goes into it. It definitely goes deeper into it, but
Look, I'm going to play devil's advocate to this whole thing because I don't think there should be rules against tanking, in my opinion. I really don't think so.
Okay.
So I'm going to put a little bit of devil's advocate on this. I'm going to be making hypotheticals. What about a season where a contender starts off missing their best player for the start of the season?
Yeah.
They start off with horrible odds, and then they finish with great odds. I mean, they start off with great odds for the lottery, obviously, because they have a bad record. They're missing the star player, and then they get their star player after All-Star break.
Right, and
they end up actually being a good team.
Yeah.
Imagine a Celtics without Jason Tatum. He misses the first half, their bottom 3 team, and he wills them back to getting a playoff run. Imagine that. And they end up being, high odds for the lottery because it stopped before he got back. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate.
I hear that.
That could happen.
I hear that. And honestly, teams could purposely do that. They could cheese it. They could send off their pick, send off that year's draft pick, like you said. Obviously, have a tanking first half of the season, and then able to make a push toward that second season. I hear that, but
they definitely could.
But
people can go around that tanking, but again, like you said, just starting off the season horribly. Start off the season,
I get that.
Knowing all right, I'm just got to make it into the top 6, 8, 5 seed toward the end of the season and get a playoff spot. But
all right.
They could do that.
I hear that. All right, let's talk about this next one.
Okay.
We have no longer allowing a team to pick top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. That's a big one. That is a big one because our San Antonio Spurs, I believe, fall under this one. Or am I kind of butchering this?
No.
Yeah, no, that is, yeah. That our team, our San Antonio Spurs would be affected by this if this rule was implemented a couple years ago, 2 years ago, last year. We wouldn't have the core we have today of Victor Wembanyama, Steph Castle, and Dylan Harper. Honestly, in my personal opinion, I'm kind of with these rules a little. I like the anti-tanking rules. I hear your point with being able to cheese the system. Do I think the NBA will allow that? No, I feel like these are very small plot holes that we're probably not, filling in right now. Possibly.
This one, I played devil's advocate.
Go for it.
Look, you have a horrible team like, let's just say, the Jazz, all right?
Okay.
The Jazz, I think, are the ones that got fined for tanking. But a genuinely horrible team, right? What if they just got bad lottery luck and they got the number 4 pick? They got the number 4 pick. Even though they're the worst team in the NBA, they have the worst talent. They got the number 4 pick, just got bad odds. And next year, they can't even get a top 4 pick, even if, again, they're the worst team because they already don't have talent. Again, that just kind of sucks. I mean, the NBA draft is meant to kind of help even out the league.
Right.
And I think if you get that number 4 pick, any year that you get the number 4 overall pick, you are getting shafted because you're not getting with a top 3, top 2 guy.
I mean,
after that, you can't even get you're barely getting a top 5 guy.
I mean, I get that. We've seen players obviously pick top 4, number 4th overall pick, Stephon Castle. Being the best player in that draft at number 4.
The Dragon Benders go at number 4.
Of course.
If you pick a Dragon Bender, you still suck. And then next year, how bad you suck.
So it's up to your draft scouting report. It's up to your scouting report at that point.
But look, sometimes there's also just weak classes where anyone
that too
isn't going to be too great. You know what I mean? There's sleepers. Obviously, every year there's sleepers that are off people's radars.
So you don't think this helps with the agenda of tanking?
Not really.
You don't think this helps at all?
I think it's going too far.
Okay.
I think it's really going too far.
What would you say is a better alternative?
I don't really have one. I think just let it ride how it is. I think the NFL draft has a good way of doing it.
But you see there's problems with it.
Not really. I feel like tanking isn't really that big of an issue in the NFL. Do we ever really talk about tanking being that big of an issue in the NFL? I say just give the worst team the best pick. Why make it so complicated? Why do draft lottery? Why do ping pong balls? Why do rules this, rule that? Make it complicated. I know this one off the sheet, but you said that conference people that made it to conference championship can't have a top 3 pick, top 4 pick after that. It's another rule that might be implemented. Again, I'm just saying, why are you hurting good organizations? I'm going to use the Celtics whenever they had Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown back to back.
Yep.
Why are you hurting good organizations with good GMs that are making good forward-thinking moves, investing for the future? Like, if you're a good team and you end up with a bad team's pick, you're going to be not rewarded for making a good move as a GM. That's a little BS in my opinion. So I'm just thinking, just give the bottom picks to the worst teams. That's it. The NFL doesn't have a problem with it. Why should the NBA have a problem with it? And they're just overcomplicating it. They lost the plot. They've lost the plot in the end of a draft. They really have. They've lost the plot of a draft. Give the worst team the best pick and move on with your day. That's what I think about that.
All right. Hey, that's a solid take. Honestly, that is a pretty solid take. Let us know what you think about that in the comments below. Definitely some new rules that I'm pretty excited to see as a fan. See how they work out. Mid. You might call it mid. I call it experimental.
Overkill.
I call it experimental.
We're big fans of experimental.
Exactly. So we'll check it out. We'll wait and see. We have this last little take. You want to throw in there?
Yeah. Again, so look, we've talked about the Spurs. The Spurs did truly benefit.
They did.
I think we had back-to-back top 4 overall picks that turned into Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper, which should hopefully be the big 3 going to San Antonio for the future.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm going to be talking about one of those picks. So Victor Wembanyama obviously paid off amazingly. You argue he might be the face of the NBA. Again, we'll talk about that in a little bit here. Stephon Castle should be an all-star here in the future.
Yep.
Great player. And Dylan Harper, I'm going to give his credit. I've argued for a long time that I think Dylan Harper's going to end up being a better player than Stephon Castle.
It's not a crazy take.
But look, hindsight being 2020, hypotheticals, we always go back to hypotheticals, even though we say we
Mr. Hypothetical.
But look, Mr. Hypothetical might be the move. But at the end of the day, my take is the Spurs should have drafted Knippel over Dylan Harper this last year in the draft. Dylan Harper has his upside. He has great defense. He's a great player. He has a great skill set. He's very crafty and advanced for his age when it comes to driving to the paint. However, Knippel just fits what the Spurs need more at the end of the day. The Spurs are lacking shooting. This is what I think will come back to bite them and kill them in the playoffs this year. They're lacking shooting. Knippel is fighting with Cooper Flagg to be Rookie of the Year right now. So, as a rookie, a better player, stats-wise at least, impact-wise, of course. I think he's an immediate impact player. And look, I said we already have Dylan Harper. We have 2 Dylan Harpers in the team. Their names are De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle. We don't need the third player that plays almost the exact same way. Obviously, you say maybe a little bit better defender, but look, we need shooting. We need shooting. Elite shooters are not, I feel like, that easy to find. they're really not that easy to find. And Concanipple is right there. I think the Spurs made a little bit of mistake. I think Concanipple should have been the pick over Dylan Harper this last year in the draft.
Okay.
What do you think?
Man, that is a take. That's not a bad take. It's not a bad take. I'm going to be honest. That's not a bad take. Off the rip, we have Concanipple stats. Looking pretty good. Looking really good. He is obviously making that push for that Rookie of the Year, like you said. We already talked about it previous episodes. Concanipple is a hooper. He is a shooter. He will shoot the lights out of the ball. He has...
Active shooter in the building.
That is him. That is exactly what he is. And he is a 43% shooter. That is crazy right now, especially as a rookie in this league.
Only going to get better.
True. Only going to get better. Obviously, shooters have their plateaus here and there. This is a one-of-a-kind talent. This is a generational talent. I am not denying that. But I believe it is very hypothetical, very kind of situational-based. Very, very situational-based. Yes, Dylan Harper doesn't have the stats right now to match Concanipple, but what Dylan Harper does bring is the playmaking, the defense, the creativity, craftiness, and I believe he has the much more potential compared to Concanipple. Much more. No doubt about that. And yeah, I had a spaz out right there because I think that Dylan Harper, just like you said, can be better than Stephon Castle. I think he can be that number 2 player for the Spurs. You say he's like De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox does not match his defense. I think Stephon Castle lacks in defense compared to Dylan Harper. Yeah, I do think that. I think Dylan Harper's expertise as a defender and playmaker at his age right now, at his current spot where he's at in the league, is impressive. And yeah, I think it's kind of a crazy take. Very hypothetical take.
No, I mean, we're talking about hypotheticals. You're speaking about what Dylan Harper could become, what can happen when he gets minutes. When he just plateaus as like a 15-point per game type of guy, that could also happen. Whereas we're seeing what Concanipple is already capable of. If you were to put him on the team of the Spurs right now, I think we're a way more complete team than we were before. He's an immediate starter right now, whereas Dylan Harper has been struggling to get minutes behind these other point guards. Concanipple goes in right away, and he brings that shooting the Spurs need right now. If we had Concanipple on the team right now, I think our odds to win the championship are higher than anyone else's. I think Spurs are the favorites to win the championship if the Spurs have Concanipple on the team right now. He fills a perfect hole. Pause. A perfect hole that the Spurs need filled. Pause. But, double pause. But look, really, we need shooting. We lack it. Concanipple would bring that. I think he's a better player right now. Over time, Dylan Harper could be a better player. But behind Wembanyama, behind Stephon Castle, we ever develop to that level, we ever reach his true potential being behind those guys, playing the third fiddle or even second fiddle behind Wemby. I don't know, whereas Concanipple can just be the shooting guy. We just need the shooting from him. We don't need too much more.
Yeah, he's a role player. I'm not going to pick a role player at number 2 overall. That's like getting Zachary Ridgely at number 1. I'm not going to pick Concanipple. Yeah, I'm saying that he's not the next Klay Thompson.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think he's the next Klay Thompson. Yeah, he's one of the best shooters in the league, but I can say, because we could say that, what is his name? Luke Kennard, he's the best 3-point shooter right now currently, 3-point shooter percentage right now currently in the league. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Klay Thompson. I'm not saying he's going to be the next piece to excel a championship team. Yeah, obviously he can, but is he going to stand alone as a number 2 overall pick? No. We are picking Dylan Harper for the pure potential that he has. And by the way, he's putting pretty good stats up. He's not putting phony stats up.
He's not bad.
He's showing out. As given the minutes and the position he's playing right now, I personally think that he will be the next Manu Ginobili. That's crazy to say.
6-man?
Yeah, but I feel like the talk we're having right now is what people had, that same exact talk years ago in 2003 about Manu Ginobili. Is he going to be able to form his game around, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker? You have Duncan Robinson still on that team. You have elite players on that team. David Robinson. It's insane to me. It's insane to me to say that you don't think, as a Spurs fan, as a lifelong Spurs fan, you don't think that Dylan Harper can excel behind a couple of stars. You know what I mean?
Look, Dylan Harper's going to be... All right, we're going to wrap it up here. All right?
Go for it.
Look, Dylan Harper's going to be a fun player to watch.
Yep.
I said, I think he might be better than Stephon Castle, all said and done. Talent-wise, I think so. But I just think we don't need him. On the Spurs, we don't need him. That's not the type of player we need. We invested a big contract. We invested picks into acquiring De'Aaron Fox. Why do that? To get a player that plays so similarly to him, and then again have another player like Stephon Castle, whereas Concanipple, just a better fit overall for us. It's just a better fit. And look, is me pushing the Great White Agenda. Is me pushing the Great White Agenda in the Big 2026, and you're putting these white boys down.
Never, bro.
These white boys can hoop.
They can.
If Concanipple was black, you would not be saying this. Just saying. That's all I got to say about this.
Insane take, and honestly, that wraps it up. That wraps my segment up. That wraps my statement. Are you done?
I'm done.
That is okay. That wraps that up for sure.
Right. Yeah, we'll be back for y'all. Give me a second. For us, we're gonna take a little break.
For sure. Let's get right back into these takes, Joanne. Let's start it right off with Kyrie Irving is LeBron's best teammate of all time. Thoughts on that?
Wrong. Look, where this conversation stems from, we had a discussion. A little topic, I don't know where you saw it online maybe, but It was saying, is Luka Doncic LeBron's best teammate of all time? You know, you named some of his good teammates, great teammates, Dwayne Wade, AD, Kyrie. Those are the ones that go into discussion.
Yep.
And I really couldn't think about it, but from the split second where I did give it some thought, the first name that came to mind, I said, I don't know if I can put him over AD or Dwayne Wade, but I can definitely put him over Kyrie. So the one guy I really thought that Luka could be over in terms of LeBron's best teams of all time was Kyrie Irving. And you thought the exact opposite. So go ahead. Lay it on me.
Yeah, I'll give you my reasoning on why I think Kyrie is LeBron's best teammate. You say, just to get it off the rip, you say it's Luka. Let me hear your opinion on that real quick.
I don't have a definite opinion.
Okay.
As of now, no, I don't think LeBron's accomplished enough with Luka to call him the best teammate. I'd probably say LeBron's best teammate of all time is Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis is LeBron's best teammate of all time. Okay. But all right, that's where I stand at least.
All right, and look, I stand obviously on Kyrie's side, Kyrie Irving. I believe during the 2016 finals, he stepped up to become that Batman. I know we always say Batman and Robin, but no. I think he stepped up to be that Batman to Superman of LeBron. I think Kyrie had that main character role, just like we say Luka the Don has. Like he has that main character Superman type of role that role that Kyrie Irving has been wanting to chase. He went out of Cleveland, the Cavs, I believe it was 2018, to the Celtics or 2017 because he wanted that main role. Chasing it. He wasn't able to find it, but during that 2016 3-1 comeback against the Warriors, he stepped up. He truly stepped to the plate. Something that Luka Doncic hasn't done. Something that, maybe AD has done with the help of obviously Bron. On a more offensive level. AD wasn't the complete offensive end. Yes, he was an offensive juggernaut, point forward, but not compared to Kyrie. He wasn't dropping 41 in the finals. We have Dwayne Wade, obviously one of the better two-way players, probably the best I'll give AD the best two-way player on this list, but one of the better ones for sure, the Flash. We got to give respect there. But I truly think that Kyrie Irving, given his ability to be that serviceable A1 or 1A, 1B with LeBron in the 2016 finals, is what truly gives him that edge to being LeBron's best teammate of all time.
Kyrie is a lifelong Robin, in my opinion. I really think that these superstars fall into the category of a Batman or Robin. You called him a Batman to LeBron Superman, but you just mentioned he went off to be his own guy and could never do it. Whereas Luka standalone, I think, could be his own guy. Dwayne Wade, before LeBron got there, won a championship being the main guy. Luka hasn't done it yet. Still early on to his career, but, it's shaping out to be where Luka will have that team, if it's not already his team on the Lakers, to be his own main guy. Kyrie standalone can't be the main guy. He was even the Robin to Luka's Batman in Dallas. So at the end of the day, I just think you need to be a true Batman. Kyrie is maybe the greatest Robin of all time at the end of the day, all said and done. But Anthony Davis, I think, is maybe out of everyone in this list, the only player to make LeBron his Robin. I think AD was the main reason the Lakers did win that championship when they won it in the bubble. His defensive presence, he was a monster. He was taking a lot of attention away from LeBron. LeBron won the Finals MVP at the end of the day, but I think it could have went to AD during that season. I think he was the main focus. AD at his peak is a top 3 to 5 player in the NBA, and again, I think AD is LeBron's best teammate of all time. That's my opinion.
Hey, man, that's not a crazy take. My response to that is Kyrie was never even given the full chance at becoming that true Batman, Superman role, that 1A type of role, that one, just the best player on the team role. He was never given that full chance. Look, he went to Boston Celtics, right? The Boston Celtics, and then what was it, 2017, 2018. Obviously, he didn't show that role that you wanted him to fill due to injuries. Injuries were a massive part about that derailment of that entire season. I believe they went on to play LeBron, that Cavs, that season, I believe, without Kyrie Irving. And they brought him to that Game 7. With Kyrie Irving, they could possibly be going to the finals. Obviously, crazy hypothetical. LeBron during that run was insane. But a Celtics team that brought that Cavs squad, which truly was just LeBron, to that Game 7 with a healthy Kyrie. Obviously, you love to say it. Injuries are a bit. I always butcher it. Say it. Go for it.
The best ability is availability.
I need to get that right, but it has some truth to it. I think what you're trying to say though is you're discrediting Kyrie's ability to be a main star when he was really just derailed from injuries and controversy. I say controversy because during his Nets career, his Nets tenure, he did not have the amount of games played that he should have been allowed to. Obviously, he didn't take the vaccine. That was a big one.
Nets and Yahoo.
New York. Well, that's a different. That's a big topic. The big Yahoo. But no, real talk. New York. Obviously, we already went through that entire COVID phase. He didn't want to take the shot, the vaccine, and he basically wasn't allowed to play home games.
What do you think of that? What do you think about the COVID vaccine?
Yeah.
I'm joking. All right, let's stop it there. I'm
no,
joking.
I mean, vaccines are vaccines. Yeah. I mean, look, I like Kyrie's stand. I respect his stand. Like, everyone has their stands, and that's what is so great about America.
Fun fact.
At the end of the day.
I took a vaccine to date a girl. Just saying. I'm only vaccinated because I got it for a girl. That's a different story.
Is that actually for? Yeah, I
that is fact.
Yeah, no, I need to hear that.
Didn't want to get it.
Sure.
I got a vaccine. Said I couldn't hang out there unless I got the vaccine. I got it.
That's 100% true.
That is truth. I got the vaccine to get a date with someone. Didn't even work out at the end of the day. Anyways, but look.
That's a funny one.
Look. Even if Kyrie worked out in Boston, he stayed there. The emergence of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown,
they stepped up.
Would have pushed them to be that Robin Rogan. I just don't think he's an alpha. He's not an alpha. He's a good B player. I think Jason Tatum is an alpha. I think Jaylen Brown is showing he can be an alpha of his own team. Kyrie hasn't. Again, went to the Nets. That was a team full of Robins. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving.
Kevin Durant is a Robin.
Harden. Yes, he is.
James Harden is a Robin.
Yes.
James Harden is one of the top scorers in history.
Out of those three players, I think James Harden's the only thing close to a Batman from those three players.
Kevin Durant, multiple-time Finals MVP.
Yeah, playing Robin.
1A, 1B. How is that Robin?
Playing Robin to Steph.
So are we talking about Robins, people who get Finals MVPs? Yes, okay, you have, Iggy. Immediately I think of Iggy, but Kevin Durant is a 2-time Finals MVP winner. He is a scoring champion, multiple-time scoring champion. He has been to the Finals many times because of himself.
It's never going to work out him being the main guy. It's never going to work out. And again, so that's another example. So look, Boston Celtics, again, Mr. Hypothetical, I might be him. But look, again, the emergence of Jason Tatum, I think would have pushed Kyrie Irving down from being the main guy in Boston. I really do. Same thing on the Brooklyn Nets. I think him being behind Kevin Durant and even a James Harden kind of coming off his peak would have pushed him down to being maybe the third best player on that team. Maybe second. Definitely not above Kevin Durant. And then he went to Dallas. Robin to another guy we have that we're discussing right now, to Luka. He was not the main guy. Luka was the main guy.
It's a little later.
Kyrie played hard. He did play very well. I earned a lot of respect from Kyrie watching that series. But Luka's the main guy on that team. So
we're not denying that.
At the end of the day, I just don't think Kyrie fits in the mold. It shouldn't be in the category of these guys who I really think could be truly alphas of their team, like an AD, like a Luka, like a Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade being the only one to really truly prove it, being the main guy on a championship team. That's what I think. I just think AD, out of all those guys, is the main one. Closest thing probably would be Dwayne Wade and then Luka. But Luka still has a lot of time to show that. But Kyrie's not in the discussion for me in terms of LeBron's best teammates.
All right. Hey, and honestly, that's kind of what wraps that part up. I personally, like I said already, I'm having Kyrie Irving above that strictly because his 2016, I believe, off the rip, I think the 2016 finals is the greatest achievement that I've ever seen. The 2016 comeback is the greatest achievement that I've ever seen in sports history. And the person who was leading that, obviously 1A, 1B, is LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, not Luka Doncic and LeBron James. They're not able to do that. They're not able to do that. And obviously we're talking about, but you compared Kyrie whenever he was with Luka and the Mavs. Different Kyrie, very different Kyrie. And even then, he was still getting compared. He was still getting good comparisons. Obviously, Luka is the main distributor. He is the main point guard. He's the franchise player.
The main focus.
Yeah, of course. And that is not me saying that LeBron's best teammate is Luka Doncic, though. Yes, he may be the main focus on different teams. That does not make him the best teammate of all time.
Mr. Hypothetical again.
I mean, how so? Look, Kyrie.
I'm talking about mine now. I'm about to bring
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Luka's on that Cavs team in 2016. They probably beat that Warriors team in about 5-6 games, in my opinion. They don't even get a take.
Nowhere near that. They can't defend that.
Okay, Kyrie's not the greatest defender in the world.
And I don't. No.
I think a prime LeBron with Luka right now would win that final series in 5 or 6 games. That's what I think. I think
that's a hot take.
Prime LeBron and Luka will take out almost any Warriors team.
The 73-9 Warriors team.
Yes,
in 2016.
They would be the 73.
Luka Doncic with no defense, who got exposed in the 2023 finals.
Yep.
For his defense.
Now. You've seen how much he's slimmed down. He's putting that work. Luka right now is better than he was in that finals game. He's learning. He's still growing. He's still developing right in front of our eyes. He really is.
Well,
Luka right now, the shape he's in right now on the Lakers, put on that 2016 team, takes out the Warriors in 5 to 6 games with LeBron. That's all I'm saying.
That's quite the hypothetical, and that's a hot take. That is a hot take too. That is not just a hypothetical. That is a ridiculous take. That's it for me. That's it for me, honestly.
That's what I have there. But look, we didn't get into it. We've been teasing this one a little bit. Face of the NBA talk. Again, I said Cooper Flagg could be primed up to be the face of the NBA. He should be, in my opinion, because, he's an American player. He showed on the court. He's marketable.
He's like 19.
I really think he's marketable. 19.
Too young.
Yeah, but LeBron was a big face of the league at the same age. He can be primed up. There's no rush to make him the face, but he should be at least being built up to be the face of the league. But you have a different idea. You already teased it a little earlier, so go ahead. Take this one over.
Yeah, like you said, I already teased it. I've been teasing it probably the entire BG Nation channel history.
The Great French Agenda.
Exactly, the Great French Agenda. Call it what you want. But Victor Wembanyama, I believe, is the next face of the NBA. We proved it this past All-Star break. We can talk about the All-Star break a little. He proved it this past All-Star break with his just sheer competitiveness. He's an absolute competitor. I know you love competitiveness.
I do.
Wemby revitalizing the All-Star break, bringing back that competitiveness, bringing back that hype, passion, and spirit that obviously these other veterans, these other All-Stars, these other superstars are not able to bring. Wemby is one of a kind, and that's why I think he will be, and why he is going to be the next face of the NBA.
One could say he's doing too much. Wembanyama is doing too much.
You don't like passion?
I do like passion. They didn't win a single game in the All-Star break. They didn't even win a single game in the All-Star break.
I think, yeah, exactly. And I think, you know what I'm excited to see? You know what I'm excited? Yeah, no. What I'm excited to see is Wemby. I'm actually happy that Wemby didn't win. I'm happy that Wemby was able to taste this loss, put that on his tongue, really feel it. Because guess what? I think this is going to fuel him. This is going to fuel him to step up and make an absolute insane push with the Spurs straight through March, straight through April, all the way to the finals going into June.
I've been hearing this for a while. Wemby's a big hater. Wemby puts a lot of hate on people. Chet Holmgren. Just most recently, what's his name?
Danny Avdija.
He has a lot of hatred in his heart.
I mean, look, is that hate or is that truth? Is that hate or is it truth?
Back to
Is it hate or is it truth? Danny Avdija, yeah, he makes a lot of free throws. He has a lot of free throws.
That's a different discussion, but look, again, we go back. This is a hypothetical episode because look, we're talking about what he could do. Revenge arc this, revenge arc that. He hasn't proven any of it yet. Yes, he's shown a lot of passion, but he hasn't shown a lot of winning in his career yet. Not really. That can change this season. But
they are the number 2 seed right now and pushing for the number 1 seed. Wemby has been injured, and one of his main full years back, finally, hopefully, right, blessings, that he gets a whole full year. I mean, come on. What else do you need? He is a winning. Yes, I understand. Okay. Yeah, a playoff win. Yeah. A series win. I mean, players like Luka can't even do that.
It's hard, but look.
Of course, but are we gonna take away that entire face of the NBA because they can't win a chip?
Yeah, I am.
That's a little too early. A little too early for Wemby. I see it this season. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna take it away. Yes, if you're not winning championship, you cannot be.
You need a roster. You need a roster to get built around.
He has a good
Wemby.
roster.
No. Wemby. First off, LeBron made it to the finals on his 4th year, 2008, after he got drafted. Yes, exactly. A trash roster. 4 years though. Took him 4 years. Wemby is in his third year. Not healthy though. Much sooner.
You can't be the face.
No, much quicker. Either. No, I understand that, but guess what? He's pushing that back, and he should have been 3-time depoy. He got robbed first year. I mean, yeah, should have. Big hypothetical, but we saw that, and I think that Wemby's youth Wemby's ability to win, his clutch factor, his competitiveness, it's showing. And I think come playoff time, come playoff season, it's going to fully show. They're going to take over. I think I've been hearing bogus takes. I'm going to say real quick, just a quick little rant. I've been hearing bogus takes. Gilbert Arenas saying that we're going to get the Spurs, San Antonio Spurs are going to get eliminated first round. He thinks that they have very similar tendencies to the Memphis Grizzlies whenever they pushed that with that second C team. I forgot the other squad he said, but my full opinion on that is absolute bogus. I think the disrespect to the San Antonio Spurs is not called for. You have a 7'5" phenom in Victor Wembanyama who changes his games. He's an X factor. He's always going to be the best player on the court. And so with that, I think that to disrespect him saying he's not he doesn't have a couple chips, it's pretty disrespectful.
All right, we have to take a little break here. We got the monitors messing up a little bit.
It's all good.
We'll be right back.
Back at it. Audio issues. Hopefully this last couple 5 minutes isn't too scuffed, but we're back at it. But just to really finish out what we're talking about, facing the NBA talk. Look, Wemby has not won much in the league. He has not won much. Obviously very young into his career. Spurs, good franchise. A lot of competition going on right now, though. But he needs to win before I start calling him the face of the NBA. We haven't seen it yet. And look, who was that guy that said that the Spurs get bounced in the first round, you say?
So Gilbert Arenas said that the Grizzlies, they're very similar to the Grizzlies, and they're going to get bounced out basically in the first round.
Look, he's stealing my flow. I have said the same exact thing on this podcast. He might be a fan of BG Nation. Shout out Gilbert Arenas. He might be tuning in, stealing my takes.
Imagine, bro.
Look, you might be stealing my takes because I've said the exact same thing. I think the Spurs are not making it past the first round. Again, I have a little similarity as to what I think is going to happen to the Spurs. Early round exits, they're going to learn from it, hopefully. But they're getting bounced. And look, Wembanyama, you cannot be the star of the NBA if you're constantly hurt. You can't be. And again, he's getting better, but it takes one wrong step. That goes for anyone, I guess. But Wemby is shown to be a little bit more injury prone this far into his career. So you can't be the face of the NBA if you're not winning. You can't be the face of the NBA if you're getting hurt. It takes more than just pure passion. I won't deny that the lad has a lot of passion, but maybe a little too passionate. But you got to start.
You'd say it's corny.
Little corny. If you're losing, it gets corny. How are we going to get into year 6, 7 of his career?
Holy hypothetical.
Look, we get into year 6 or 8 of his career. He hasn't won a championship yet, and he's still getting mad. Are we still going to be talking about the same way? Like, oh, but he has so much passion. But he's still getting angry. He's a competitor.
I get it. And look, I feel like just a random nod to Josh Allen. That's like Josh Allen. Like, year in, year out, he gets to play Mahomes. He gets his chance. He's hyped about it. He's ready. He's stern. He's locked in. And he fumbles.
But he's not the face.
Always fumbles.
He's not the face.
Who's
the face?
No, he's quite the face.
No, who's the face? Patrick Mahomes. The guy who's winning the championships.
Recently, I wouldn't say that. People are saying Chiefs Dynasty's over. People are saying Mahomes is over.
It's been 1 year. To this day, Mahomes is the face of the NFL. Slide NFL. Shout out NFL. We're not talking about any of it. But
we're plugging NFL a little.
But look, NFL, we've discussed it a little bit. But look, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes more specifically, is the face of the NFL. Not Josh Allen. Not the loser who we want to see win. Not the guy that shows the most passion on the field. The guy who wins. The guy who beats the guy with passion. The one that has the championships is talked about as a face of the league. So it's going to take those championships. It's going to take those wins. It's going to take more than passion, or else you just end up like a Josh Allen. Very talented. Someone we want to see win, but doesn't win. He can't be the face if he's not winning championships. And that's where I'm going to leave it there. That's what I have to say about that.
No. Okay, look. Leave it right there, but I'm going to come back to you.
Okay.
Who do you think is the face of the NBA? You're saying winningness. Who is that next winner? Are you saying Jason Tatum? Jason Tatum's injured.
You can say.
Are you going to say Jaylen Brown?
You can say
Shea. Are we saying Jaylen Brown? Shea? Okay.
You can say Shea.
Shay's nice. I like Shea.
You can say Shea.
But he's not American. That's a big one for you.
Yeah.
That's a big one for you.
Yeah, but neither is Wemby. If it could be
But
Cade.
that's different. I have Wemby. You want an American one.
I do want an American. It could be Cade. We haven't seen him win anything.
Cade's tough. Shout out to Cade. He's tough. And he is, bringing the Pistons right now to the number 1 record in the league for a reason. He's one of the best players in the league. But he's not, first off, he doesn't have the two-way ability that Wemby has. He doesn't have the clutch factor that Wemby has.
He's a great perimeter defender, by the way.
No. I'm not saying he's not. He's a big guard. Of course he's going to be a great point guard. He is, 6'7", 6'8"? Yeah, he's massive. He's massive. And honestly, I think the Wemby discredit because he is not a winning player in his 3rd season is ridiculous to say. Wemby he had a full first year, right? Probably sat out the end of the season for reasons. Spurs are trash. No reason to injure your player. Your star-studded player for the next couple years. The next 20 years. Second season, you have, was it the ankle injury? I believe it was a
blood clot.
Was that the second season?
Second
and now
season.
It's the third season.
Yeah.
Yes, a blood clot that obviously was handled, thankfully. Not a blood clot disorder, so not a recurring issue. Just something that dealt with his frame. And honestly, that's not a true injury, as I would say, as we're thinking of that it'll derail his entire career. Yes, a blood clot can obviously derail your entire career if it's a recurring issue. That is not obviously the case with Wemby. This was more of a frame issue, an outlier that possibly will never happen again. Hopefully, I think this injury news that we keep talking about Wemby is ridiculous. Yes, okay, yeah, he's a skinny build. He has a skinny frame. These players are bigger. They're roughing him up, no doubt about that. There's chances for Wemby to get hurt more, just like any other player, like you said. I don't think that discredits him for being the face of the NBA. His competitiveness, his drive to want to win, his drive to want to be the best, his seemingly not care for the world, just focusing on basketball is what truly, I think, makes him the face of the NBA, the next face of the NBA.
Vegeta archetype. At the end of the day, Vegeta archetype.
Just pure pride.
Vegeta archetype. And that's how I'm going to leave it off on that. If you know, you know. If you know Vegeta, you know. Vegeta archetype. To this point, if he ends up getting championships, I hope he does. I'm a Spurs fan. But if he ends up getting championships, I'll bite my tongue on that. But right now, all I see is a loser with a lot of passion. Just
hey,
like Josh
man,
Allen.
look. Hey, man, say, man. Look, real talk. If the Spurs do start winning the championships, obviously I hope that too.
I have a Wemby jersey.
If they start going crazy, you will be a Spurs hater. You will be a Spurs bandwagon, damn near.
No, I've been a Spurs fan since I was a young kid.
Of course. But you are hating on Wemby. You're disrespecting Wemby.
I expect more.
I'm right in there.
I'm
right in there. Oh, you can't expect that much from a player who is not only, dealing with blood clots in his second season, but is also dealing with his best player being, Jeremy Sochan at point guard, bro? We don't want that. That's not a championship. That is not even a playing team right there.
Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Exactly. A Jeremy Sochan point guard. Think about it.
Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
So are we? Come on, bro.
You're speaking as a fan, though. Look, I'm speaking as a realist. You're speaking as a fan.
I'm not.
You're speaking as a fan right now. You even discredit my loyalty to the Spurs. I'm a diehard Spurs fan, but I'm just speaking off the facts of what I see. Look, so he's doing donuts in the ash, and that's what we're truly talking about right now. He has no award besides Rookie of the Year.
So you don't think this is an actual conversation? You think I'm purely just spitting? This is a conversation currently in the NBA today. People are trying to crown the next face of the NBA. Who is it? Cade. Who is it? Ant. No,
Jason.
No one's stepping up. But guess who is? Wemby. And guess what did he say? There is a supply and demand. I am the supply. That's what Wemby said, quote unquote.
So he wants it. He wants to be the face.
He wants it. And not only does he want it, he is showing it. He is not letting anything else get in the damn sphere of it. He is just continuously trying to improve on himself and what makes him better at basketball, his competitiveness. And honestly, one thing that other players don't have that is obviously a little tied to the European is the European national team. He plays for the French national team. And honestly, I think that gives him a lot of edge. He is a very competitive player. He has played in the big stage. He has played in a gold medal match for his country in France, in Paris. Probably the loudest crowd he's probably ever heard. Yes, I'm saying that. The loudest crowd he's probably ever heard. That gold medal match was a movie between the U.S. and France. And honestly, we saw him. We saw him hooping. I don't know if you remember, but he was hooping that game. Obviously, he got stopped by the Avengers.
He lost.
He got stopped by the Avengers. He had Nicholas Batum as one of his main hitters. Are we really going to discredit Wemby because he lost to the Avengers?
Look, we're going to wrap this up.
Go for it.
Lovable loser. He has all the makings to be the next face. He wants to be the face. He will be the face.
Crown him.
If he can win championships.
Okay.
It'll take that. It'll take getting to a championship, putting team on his back, being healthy. I like the effort. I like the passion. I just have not seen it yet. All right. And we still have to wait and see.
All right. Yeah, we will.
It. We'll
we will.
We will. But all right. So you got a little bit more. You have a little quote here. I love your quotes.
Oh, I like this.
Lay it on me.
Yeah, let's get right into this one.
Go ahead.
Quote unquote. I can't wait to kiss him. Yang Hansen on Nikola Jokic. Thoughts?
Cinema.
Why cinema?
It's beautiful. What does he mean?
Okay, look.
Do you know what he means?
Okay, look.
What was the context behind this?
Yeah, exactly. Shout out producer Jay. He plugged this. He plugged this. And we were thinking about it. We were like, what exactly did he mean by this? And so, Producer Day, shout out Producer Day. I believe Yang Hansen is of he's Chinese descent. He's from China, I believe. I don't know
Let's get this right.
Let's get this right. He needed a translator, so he's of a foreign country. JJ, Producer J, did tell me that European,
Chinese.
Yes, Chinese, foreign countries, they like kissing.
No, I'm a big kisser. Look, again, shout out Sam. We got a lot of friends up on. Shout out Sam. Look. When I go downtown, I meet someone that's truly immersed in the Hispanic culture. We kiss. We go a little.
Okay.
From my point of view, we do that.
That's like Spain, though.
Yeah, but people do that. I've done with people. I go to Mexico too, and we do that sometimes. If I talk with my aunties, go young girls. Hold up. I'm by young. I mean like not 40. I'm talking about like my age. Just to preface it, by the way. But look, I'm on campus with my boy Sam. He's of Irish descent. Don't know about all that. Didn't do it. I said, I take it as disrespect. You gotta give the kisses. Obviously, you're not really fully kissing someone you don't know. It's kind of just a little cheek to cheek, making a noise. So I get that. It's not just Chinese. Shout out my Hispanics. If you know, you know. Not kissing young girls. Of age girls, obviously. Keep it going.
Little side rant. But
keep going.
I think in the end, it truly might have been just a shout out to Jokic. We have been seeing a lot of Yang Hansen and Nikola Jokic comparisons. He is possibly... No, everywhere. It's everywhere. Nikola Jokic has been getting compared to Yang Hansen. Yeah. Yang Hansen is the next Nikola Jokic. Yang Hansen is the next Nikola Jokic. Yeah, what is it? You're looking up his stats?
No, I looked up, do Chinese people kiss to greet people? I said, no, Chinese people generally do not kiss to greet people. I think Jay was talking out of his ass. I think Jay was actually talking out of his ass.
Let us know in the comments below.
Chinese people do not kiss people.
Let us know in the comments below.
He might just want Jokic. I don't blame him.
Hey, look, he's getting a lot of comparisons.
Teach his own.
Exactly. He might want to maybe learn a lesson or two with Jokic. He's one of the best centers in the game, in history. I want to learn a thing or two from Jokic. All right. Yeah, that's it for that. For sure.
But all right, that can move us into a little Nuggets talk. We're actually going to skip that, go back up. But talk a little bit of Nuggets talk. So, talking about Jokic.
Speaking of Jokic, yeah.
They recently fell. You brought this up. I didn't watch the game again. Yeah. I'm always working. But they recently fell to the Kawhi-led Clippers. A note that Kawhi said, we don't have the exact quote up.
Yep.
A little unprofessional, maybe. But Kawhi recently just kind of mentioned how the Clippers aren't contenders.
That's basically what he said, yeah.
Pretty much, to sum it up, maybe out of context, pretty much saying Clippers aren't contenders.
Yeah.
However, as we've spoken on before, they're one of the hottest teams in the league. They just took down a Nuggets team, which I've been saying since the beginning of the year will win the championship. They just took them down at pretty much full power.
Yep.
So where's this coming from, saying they're not contenders? They have an MVP-like player in Kawhi. They have a core around them, obviously. And they're beating these teams, and they're on a hot streak right now. Where's this coming from? What do you really think about this one?
Yeah, honestly, Kawhi, that's an interesting take. It's an interesting take for two reasons. First off, like you said, they just took down the Nuggets-led, Jokic and Murray. They had their Hall of Fame duo. We're calling it Hall of Fame. Their championship duo. And they weren't able to come up big against the Clippers squad who's honestly in shambles. But they are making a push, like you said. Two reasons. I believe that, one, they're too young. Obviously, being young has its benefits and it has its downsides. You have your physicality. You're able to run up and down the court more. But you're not as experienced. You're not as experienced in the big moment. And second, we have... Let's see right here. Let's see.
I'm going to interrupt you here.
Go for it.
Being young, after seeing the Thunder win the championship last season, I heard an announcer say it. Being young is not an excuse in the NBA anymore for not winning. Because we just saw one of the youngest cores in the NBA win a championship.
Yeah, but they had a leader in Shea, an MVP who's
Kawhi,
been through it.
Kawhi has been through it with two different teams. He's a leader. He's an MVP type of player.
I get that. And, we saw them take down the Nuggets.
So, look. Again, being young is not an excuse in the NBA anymore for not winning championships. The Thunder proved it. And look, they're not too far out. They're only 2 games behind being in the playoffs behind the Warriors. They're the 9th seed, only 2 games out. That's not bad whatsoever. They're right there. So that's just bad leadership by Kawhi. Again, another reason that I'm not a huge fan of Kawhi. It's not great leadership. Not really great leadership.
Right here? All right.
Oh, bro's cooking.
What about this point? The second point that I had to bring up. That was a good point. But Kawhi's kind of keeping it a buck. He's keeping it real. Let's say, hypothetically, the Clippers do make it, right? As the 8th seed. They get into playing. They make it as the 8th seed. But they have to play either the OKC Thunder or the San Antonio Spurs. That is an automatic 4-0 sweep. Kawhi is just keeping it a buck, keeping it real. You know, my team isn't where it needs to be right now. Let's think about next season. Yeah, I like the progress we're making, but we're not going to be there. We're not going to be there this season. And I understand that. Like, to call Kawhi not a leader for that, it's kind of ridiculous to say. He's a two-time MVP for a reason. He is a multiple championship winning player on 2 different teams. He is a top 30 all-time player. And honestly, the disrespect for Kawhi is unwarranted.
No, not at all. You're in the middle of the season. You're in the middle of the season still playing for a playoff spot. What kind of message does that send to your players saying you aren't contenders? Look, even if you have no shot against the Thunder, you are competitors. We just talked about competitiveness with Wemby. Would Wemby ever say anything like that? We're talking about competitiveness. We're talking about a player, again, like you said, is a 2-time finals MVP. Where in the world do you get this from? Look, I'm being unrealistic, but at the end of the day, any lower seed still has a fighting chance against any higher seed. You got experience. Look, the Thunder would be a hard challenge to beat if you're the 8th seed. They really would. But Kawhi, again, is a dog. Has shown to be a playoff riser in the past. Has shown to face adversity. Spurs, look, I don't want to keep dogging on my Spurs, but they're inexperienced in the playoffs.
They don't have a center. Clippers don't have a center.
Look.
Who is their center? Name him.
I don't know how to name him.
Look, obviously Kawhi is feeling some type of way because they shipped out Zubac.
Yep.
For pennies on a dime. Actually, they got a lot of for Zubac, I think. They shipped out James Harden, his bro. They shipped out
PG earlier.
PG, obviously, already. They're just doing a lot of things. They're moving a lot of pieces. They're bringing a lot of new pieces. They're bringing a lot of young new pieces. And honestly, all of that to tie together mid-season and expect a championship out of it, it's kind of ridiculous to say. Kawhi, being the vet he is keeping it a buck, keeping it simple, keeping it straight up. We know Kawhi, who he is, nonchalant, straightforward, and honestly, I respect it. All
right, to wrap it up, again, I just want to see more competitiveness. In no world do I want to see the best player on my team.
But you be thinking it's corny, though. You just said Wemby was corny for being too competitive.
This is corny.
Is there a line?
There's an extreme. There's
Is Wemby on that extreme?
There's 2 extremes. Both former Spurs players, and we're taking it to the extreme.
So you're saying Wemby is an extremist?
Yes, to an extent.
Okay.
But tying it back to Kawhi, he's an extremist on being the too nonchalant. Right. Like, you got to be a good leader to be considered one of these top guys.
What is there to lead? What is there to lead?
A team that's still fighting for a playoff spot. A team that's still fighting for the playoff spot.
I can get behind that.
If I'm a fan too, if I'm a true fan of the Clippers, imagine Wemby coming out here having a similar season and he just comes out and says, "We're not contenders." I'd be heartbroken. I wouldn't want to go watch any more games.
If Wemby said that in his 3rd season, I would be pissed.
No. Later on in the year,
be pissed.
The thing is, you're doing this for the fans too. At the end of the day, this is a fan sport. The fans are what keep the sport alive. If I'm a Clippers fan and I hear my main guys talking about the team this way, why am I going to watch the game being put out there? I'm not going to. If my main guy doesn't even want to be there, doesn't think they can compete, doesn't want to compete, seems like it, I'm just not going to watch the game. So I'm just kind of disappointed. Again, just another reason. I have a burn list of why I hate Kawhi. It's just another one. I mean, it's not great. It's not a great look for Kawhi or his team. But look, we had a whole weekend of not great looks for the NBA. You want to talk about it? Kawhi speaking his mind. We had a lot of other guys speaking his mind. Yep. The All-Star Files. We can talk. We mentioned KD is a POS of the week. We can talk about the KDF Files. We can go through this one. At this point, it's slight old news. But if you haven't been in the loop, we'll kind of bring it all together. But look, the KDF Files. His Twitter burner got leaked. We all knew for a long time.
It's a funny name, man.
Look, we all knew KD had a burner.
Yeah.
KD's always on his phone. KD's very active on social media.
Very active.
We obviously knew there's always a burner. Just like we probably always knew, these, political figures are chomos, Chomo is child molester, if you didn't know. But look.
I mean, that's true, though.
We always knew this type of thing, right? But to officially get it leaked, put out there, was a shocker. It was really a shocker. So the KDF Files were opened. You might want to speak on these. I don't know if you have exactly. Exactly. But look, I'm going to personally put my favorite one out there.
Go for it.
My favorite one out there. They're really funny. They're all really funny. I'm not going to lie. They're really funny. My favorite one was from when he was on the Warriors, and he said, Steve Kerr hasn't called a play in 6 years. and they're calling him a top head coach in the NBA. Laughing emojis.
Damn.
That's one of my personal favorites. Steve Kerr hasn't called a play
Major
in
disrespect.
years, and they call him a top coach.
Okay, and
I thought that was hilarious.
it's a little look, it's a little funny, but off the rip, KD's hating. He's looking for attention, and Steve Kerr won multiple chips before KD,
and
so
one
it's
after.
Exactly. So it is ridiculous to say. I mean, honestly, KD needed Steve Kerr. If anything, KD needed the Warriors.
But like, why would he say that if it's not true? You think he's just
That's
truly lying, saying Steve? Do you think Steve Kerr really calls plays like that, or does he kind of just let his players do
Of course,
his thing?
Steve Kerr calls plays. He copied Greg Popovich. He is a Greg Popovich disciple. He has that system. Like that small ball lineup was his. He implemented it. Obviously, Curry was the main part of it, but he built around that Curry small ball, and Draymond too as the center. It's ridiculous for KD to say, what did he say? Top 6, or what did he say? Insane.
I don't even
Insane
know.
Disrespect. All
I
in
thought
all,
it was funny.
It's funny. No, it's cool. It's funny. Insane burner.
Go through some of them.
Yeah, let's go through some of them. KD Files, man. He dived into a lot of different players. I think he talked about Kyrie a little. I don't remember the exact thing. I'm not going to comment on that. He called Steve Kerr a dictator, comparing him to like different dictators in,
That was a crazy
in
one.
history. It's quite crazy. He's saying Curry basically, he's a ball hog. He takes all the attention. Well, obviously, right. We have Jabari Smith just calling him trash. His current teammate, by the way.
Şengün.
Alfred Şengün just getting disrespectful with his
They
game.
say can't shoot, I think.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
your best player can't shoot.
Yeah.
But I'm the problem. I think he dissed on Devin Booker and the Suns. He was
Saying,
like,
yeah.
he was like, when we lose, it's my team, but when we win, it's Devin Booker's team. But look,
It's true, man.
we all have these thoughts. We really do.
That part's true, yeah.
The thing is, look, if you're in a situation like this and you're in a private convo, it's locker room talk. At the end of the day, it's all locker room talk. It's supposed to stay between you and your bro. I mean,
I think he wanted to get it out.
You think so?
No, okay. If you're, yeah. I think he truly wanted to maybe hear opinions on it, hear a different opinion, maybe be a yes man. He wanted to hear a couple yes men probably. This is his group chat, you know what I'm saying?
His yes man definitely hyped him up.
You saw the emojis on it, on the messages. They were hyping him up. They were yes manning. They're doing their thing. And honestly, KD, it's a little immature for your grown age doing all this. I think you should truly just be focusing on basketball, even though, hey,
But he's one of the biggest pure hoopers, though.
I was about to say, you just actually cooked. I think he had a game winner against the Hornets coming back from All-Star break.
Look, he's a pure hooper. I think to really judge him too much on the KDF Files, it's a little crazy because, again, they're private combos. This is stuff I'm sure probably at least 70% of the league say about their teammates. I mean, we've heard how Jeff Teague talks on his podcast.
A lot of players diss each other.
They're just how you talk. I mean, that's just banter. Is there ill will towards the Steve Kerr or Steph Curry? I doubt it. I mean, after losing a game, you're going to come back, talk to your bros, and you're going to say bad stuff. Again,
Hey, man.
Look, should we take too much validity into the KDF Files? No. Is it funny? Yes. One of the highlights of my day whenever it came out.
Oh, no doubt about that.
I love the All-Star. We're talking about the All-Star Files, though. I mean, we can go over the other ones that came out as well.
I was kind of confused on that. I did hear about the All-Star. Dive into that a little.
It was the day on Twitter. MJ.
Oh, okay.
MJ
Yeah,
actually
man.
might be a chomo.
Well, we're not going to put that into the sphere because...
He was mostly some butt, though.
Look.
Some child
It was
butt.
like, if y'all watched it, it was a weird motion. I'm not going to say MJ's a chomo. That is
bouncing
it's quite
that, though.
crazy to say. He was being weird. He was being interesting. What I heard was there were the son's father, who he was playing with his, Batus. His father was MJ's, if you didn't know, MJ was an owner of a NASCAR team. His father was one of the drivers, and they've been friends for a very long time. So him playing with that child in that way was kind of just a joke. No, he just won the championship. He's having fun with it. Look, no. I'm not going to start.
Look, Roy, in all due respect,
Go for it.
you're my co-host. We've known each other for a long time. If I had a kid and you started bouncing my boy's butt like that ain't all right, bro. Do not play with my son's butt like that. Do not play with my son's butt like
You're interrupting
that.
me, bro. Like, I was about to say, I don't think that MJ is a chomo.
All right, bro.
That's what I said.
I'm doing the same thing to your son. I'm doing the same thing to your son.
Wait.
And you tell me the
Can
same
I finish?
thing.
Can I finish?
I'm gonna play with your son's butt.
I
and
don't
you tell me the same
think-
thing.
Can I finish? I don't think that Michael Jordan is a chomo, but I do think the action of him playing with his Batus was a little too much. No doubt about that.
Well, how would you feel if I played with your son's butt?
I already told you. It's weird. I did not say that. Did I not say that? It's a weird.
Yes.
It's a weird. That's why I'm trying to say. Look. We're kind of spiraling. This is about to be no. This right here is about to be an insane spiral right here. What I'm about to say. I think that we worship we talk too highly on these top players. I know I could be in a pure example of this. I used to glaze LeBron like crazy.
You did?
As many people. You know what I'm trying to say? I think that is not the right way to do it. That is not the right way to do it because guess what? Everyone has their problems. These are human beings and they have their own issues. They have their own problems. They bring their own baggage. And honestly, supporting someone like that, supporting someone who I don't fully know what they do behind scenes is a little too much for me nowadays. I personally, like we've seen Michael Jordan do some crazy things. We've seen, some crazy things with LeBron, KD, and Curry. You want to talk about that? Some IDF type of things.
I low-key don't want to talk about that.
All right. Hey,
sponsorship-wise.
A lot of controversy. A lot of controversy.
though.
No, a lot of controversy. And honestly, it's a big topic. That's why we're kind of hinting at it. All-Star Files. No, I mean, there's no... we can cut it off right there.
We can cut it off right there.
Look,
Look, we truly want to be sponsored one day. If you're a sponsor out there.
We have nothing bad to say, though. It's truly nothing bad to say.
I guess.
It's just stuff that's being circulated into the sphere of, the media. Nothing truly bad. I mean, these are questions that are being asked to NBA players, and the responses that they're giving are a little interesting. Some of the things that are being revealed are a little interesting. I mean, are we going to say that they aren't? I mean, you're calling MJ a chomo when we're talking about brand risk. It's a problem where we start cutting the line on certain people.
Look,
we start cutting the line on certain things.
We're going to wrap it up here?
Yeah.
Look. Calling MJ a chomo isn't too crazy to say.
That's a lot to say.
We condemn chomos.
That's a lot to say.
But look, talking on the other topic, it's other topic. If you don't know what we're talking about yet, just let us know. Just let you know. This can truly get us taken off air talking against this topic. But look, we're gonna wrap it up.
No hard feelings. No bad things to say though.
We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back for y'all to be 1 second. One love.
One love.
Always one love.
Always one love.
But look, we're gonna bring it back. For you to be 1 second, for us it'll be about an hour. We'll be back.
I hope.
And we are back for the final section. It is about 2:30 a.m. I got work. Got to be gone in about 4 hours. So
insane.
Let's wrap it up. I do it for the love of the pod. Full-time worker.
FTP.
Student. FTP. Podcaster. Let me know. Follow me LinkedIn. Juan Lopez. Let me know. Anyways.
There we go.
Straight for the point. I do think this one ended up ending a little sooner. So let us know if you like it. We're getting kind of straight to the point. But one of our favorite sections. Sorry, I got a little distracted because Pluckers got a little Pluckers notification.
Okay.
Shout out Pluckers. They actually liked our story that we posted about them. But yeah, follow the Instagram if you haven't already. It's good. And if you want to be in the fan section, follow the podcast. But here we go. Fan section. Start it off and we can wrap it up.
Let's get it.
Again, another little short one.
Okay.
Uncut Matt says, Brandon versus Albert street fight.
Ooh.
Who wins? Look, little backstory. Brandon. Friend of the pod, for sure. I know he's listening
to
this.
The young lad.
I heard he got kicked out of the Evoca apartment. It takes a lot. It really takes a lot. We literally flipped their couch and put it on the wall. And
it takes a lot
to get kicked out of this place.
Oh, yeah. You had to have done something to get kicked out.
Got thrown out. Physically thrown out. So, definitely bad blood between Bert, Brandon. Who's taking that?
Who's taking that in a street fight? That's the question?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Brandon, he has the knowledge. He's young. I'm joking. He is a little more experienced.
He's experienced.
He's a little more experienced than Bert. But I think Brandon's sheer lack of everything. Lack of size. Okay. Bert's bigger than him.
Yes.
Bert's bigger than him. I think he is literally going to get mauled. He would get mauled by Bert. He would get mauled by Bert.
He work down.
I think Brandon would have absolutely no chance. That is a tail to take. Give me Bert.
No chance.
Give me Bert.
I don't see... A path of victory for Brandon would include a nut shot.
He would have to make him.
He'd have
to make Bert. It'd have to get dirty, but he'd have to. It's a street fight. He'd have to disable Bert.
I mean, street fight. There's no.
He'd have to disable Bert.
The path of victory for Brandon would be a nut shot. It'd be if you do know some advanced stuff that we don't know, such as certain chokes and grappling.
It's true.
I don't know if Brandon knows that. I don't know.
Certain martial arts.
Enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Could take that or weaponry, broken bottle.
Weaponry.
Maybe a knife. Some would say 2 big dogs, maybe.
Well, if that were to get to that point, I think
that's what it would take.
We need to break up the lads if they get to that point.
But look, straight up one-on-one fight here and here. No weapons really around unless you grab like a bottle. I don't see a path of victory for Brandon. Give me Bert on that. Give me Bert.
That's
truly.
it for that.
That's truly it. We got a couple. ones here. Steven says, today is the first day of the MLB preseason.
Okay.
Will you be holy aneurysm. Will you keep updates and progress?
Okay, of the MLB preseason?
Real quick. I was not stuttering on my words. That's just the way it was written out. I don't know if he was maybe intoxicated while doing this. Probably was.
Wabi sabi.
Wabi sabi. But look, so it's pretty much just saying, are we going to be keeping up with MLB? Not about the preseason, just it started. Will we be keeping up with MLB? I would like to. I've wanted many reasons to get into MLB. Having the podcast, NFL being done, this is a perfect time to do it. I'm going to try my very hardest to keep MLB in mind. Give it a shot. See how it goes. I have heard, though, with how long the season is, really, the beginning of the season does not matter too much.
The preseason?
Especially preseason.
Yeah.
How many MLB games are there?
Oh, man, I wouldn't be able to tell you. What you're looking at? Yeah, I would
MLB
not be able to
games.
tell you. But yeah, like we said, the preseason is kind of ridiculous to say, wabi sabi, but who knows? Maybe something will pop up in the news. How many games?
162?
It's a lot, man.
Look,
Double.
I've heard that to keep track of 162 games, borderline impossible. Keeping track of the first 150 games, pretty much unnecessary. It just gets down to the final couple games, playoffs, and that's it. So, but we'll be keeping up with the news. We'll keep up with what's going on. We really are going to try to. MLB is just not that fun. But look, there's a perfect reason to try to keep up with it. Give it a chance. Give it a good fighting chance.
Always.
So personally, I will be trying to. Roy?
Of course. Always.
Keep an open mind.
Yep.
He said throughout the season. Yes, throughout the season.
Of course.
That's a little part two of that. Tim talks about anything. I don't know if this is a debut.
Tim.
He has a three-part though.
Okay.
He says, do you think Tyler Lockett deserves a ring after the Seahawks won the Super Bowl? He started the season with the Seahawks?
No.
Did he not?
No, he did not. Wait. Actually, did he? I thought he went to the Titans during the offseason, if I'm not mistaken. But let's make sure, because that could be actually crucial.
Not tradable, rather released by the Tennessee Titans in October. Short stint after departure from Houston, Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think he played a single snap. Look.
No.
Right. If you don't play a snap with the team that season, no. If you played any little bit of practice time with them,
right.
Yes, because you were, even if it's a small part, a part in winning that championship.
He does bring veteran presence too, but he wasn't even on the team the whole year. Tim, I think this was an L take. I don't think. Well, actually, you didn't even say a take. My take on this is I do not think he deserves a ring because he got no reps with them. Nah. Yes, he might have been, the vet for the Seahawks for a minute, but not for the championship season.
Not gang.
Yeah.
At that point, give Marshawn the ring. You know what I mean?
True.
No, you didn't play the team, you don't deserve it. After that, another one from Wabi Sabi.
Okay.
If Dallas had any sense, what trade would you send for Crosby? Okay, look, Dallas has draft capital.
Okay. I had to think about that.
They have draft capital. What would they send for Crosby? I think it goes back to the cap issue. I mean, I don't think they send anything. There's a reason why they got Micah Parsons, not because they didn't want him. They just can't trade him. They can't pay him, to be more exact. Anything. I mean, yeah, if you really could pay him, you're sending anything, everything.
Right.
Every first rounder you have, at least 3 first rounders, I think, for Crosby. It's a top 5 edge rusher. He changes the team, but it makes no sense. In terms of cap space, there's a reason Micah Parsons wasn't brought back. It's not because they didn't want him. It's not because Micah didn't want to be there. It's because just the cap situation didn't work out. So, in an ideal world, you send about 3 first-round draft picks for him.
Yep.
It's not an ideal world. No shot happens.
Exactly. Honestly, I mean, you said it right on it. I think that it would be stupid and idiotic giving up all your bread. Oh, they don't even have the bread. Giving up pieces and trying to get Max Crosby whenever you obviously were planning on not paying that star edge rusher and really splitting across the whole entire D-line or in other places that, you want to fill your roster.
Using that draft capital, there is a lot of elite edge rushers in the class. So just try it again.
For sure.
Try again. That's what the draft's for. You got to rebuild. There's talent out there. Do the right scouting. Get the right player. And they're not going to say anything for Crosby.
No, Max Crosby's cool, though.
I would love him on the Ravens.
Yeah, I was about to say, Steelers would gladly take him.
I think
on that side.
Anyone would gladly take him, but
No doubt.
it takes a lot of capital, which the Cowboys do have, but in terms of cap space, just not possible.
Right.
And then Tim follows it up with an absolute heater. He says,
What?
I'm Tim.
I think that might have been his intro one.
He says,
part 1, maybe.
No, that's part 2.
That was part 2.
Part 2 says, I'm Tim.
Okay. What
does this mean?
Second part of introduction.
Hey, if you didn't know,
he's
Tim.
Shout out Tim.
I've never met the lad.
Shout out Tim, bro.
But look, he comes back with a part 3 to this.
Okay.
Start, bench, cut. Lightning McQueen,
Lightning
the King,
The King.
and Jackson Storm. Look,
Jackson Storm.
do you not know? Do you not know ball? Look him up, bruh. Come on. I'm personally going to start off with mine already. Come on, gang. You got to start Lightning McQueen. You got to start Lightning McQueen. You have to.
And who's the King?
The King? Bruh. Come on.
Who's the King?
From Danico? Bruh. Come on.
This one?
Yeah, Strip Weathers.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Look, Strip Weathers is one of the GOATs. But look, give me Lightning McQueen. Best of his generation. One of the best rookie seasons of all time. I believe a 7-time Piston Cup championship winner. Give me Lightning McQueen start. Look, the new gen. No, scrap that. Start Lightning, bench Strip Weathers, the King, and bench Jackson Storm.
Wow.
Jackson Storm lost to Cruz Ramirez, a rookie, not even a race car driver, a trainer in the first ever race. Jackson Storm lost. That would never happen to Lightning. That would never happen to the King. Jackson Storm is a fraud. He has all talent in the world, but he choked in the biggest moment, losing to Cruz Ramirez. Again, not even a real race car driver. Her first race had been a trainer. That is fraudulent. I almost benched him, but no, that is fraudulent. In no world should Jackson Storm be over the King or Lightning McQueen. He's all talent. Didn't put it together.
Hey, man.
That's my take.
That is a great take, honestly.
Come on,
this.
bruh.
That's an in-depth take.
Come on, bruh.
That's as much as probably Tim wanted for that question, honestly. I don't have too much ball knowledge on this.
Really?
Yeah, I watched Cars, obviously.
You got to rewatch it.
I
man.
definitely did watch Cars 3. I need to rewatch that. Obviously, off the rip, give me McQueen, number one. No doubt about that.
Got to.
Jackson Storm, I do remember him passing up McQueen. I do remember
Wash
that.
McQueen.
No, exactly. I do remember that, though. I do remember that. He possibly became face of the league right then and there.
But look.
And so I'm going to personally put him at number 2,
Bro.
just because of that. And then I'm going to have the King at the end.
Bro.
But I do need to increase my ball knowledge. I'm not too fluent.
He lost to a trainer, gang. She don't even got the paint job for it. They spray painted her.
That's for the script, buddy.
Bro.
That was script, bro.
Bro.
Plot armor.
Plot armor, gang.
Holy plot
Look
armor,
at her,
dude.
bro. She's not even a real race car.
Holy plot
Gang.
armor.
Come on, bro. He's a joke. He's a joke. He lost to someone who shouldn't even be a race car driver. But look.
That's your take. That's your take.
Come on, gang. All right. Truly bantering. It's 3
Shout out
a.m.
to him. Shout out to him.
3 a.m., by the way. All right. Final one. Why do you tear up my living room? Look. I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Maybe the Paul McCartney of my generation, truly. But look.
Okay. That's a take.
Look. I try to reduce the echo. Echo has messed up our audio a lot. So if the audio is still distorted after all this, it's a big L. But look, we have blankets up. Got a couch up. Got the TV covered. We got as many blankets as we can up to try to, get this echo. I'm just an audio engineer. I'm just working on my audio engineering. We tried something different. We're experimental.
Yep.
Blankets up should hopefully reduce the echo. That's why I tore your living room up. A little bit of a stretch. We flipped your couch on the side and put it on against the
Facts.
wall.
And everything will look back to where it was, just as we had it.
I might fall asleep. I might not move it back, but
That would be funny.
it's not a big deal. It's just a couch. Like, you can move that couch down. It's coming in. Anyways, that wraps up the fan section. That pretty much wraps up our episode. Again, it is 3 a.m. It is 3 a.m.
Late.
I got to be up early. We're going to finish this out. Do you have anything else really to say for the boys? Or
I
the
do
girls?
not. Shout out all FTP, of course. Like, share, and subscribe always. And honestly, yeah, you wanna wrap it up real quick?
Yeah. So word of the week.
Hit it.
Word of the week. Big one. Shout out. If you know, you know. Come back. Let us know if you know. Word of the week. Words of the week. Polythene pan. Polythene pan.
Polythene pan. If
Pan.
you know, you know.
Polythene pan.
If you know, you know.
But yeah, let us know if you know. That's pretty much it we have for the week. Hopefully, it was a quicker one. Fortunately, we did kind of start late. Again, 7 hours late, going into 3 a.m. Hopefully, it still had the energy for it. Hopefully, it still has a lot of energy, a lot of ball talk. Let us know if you like the
Whole
NBA
lot.
talk. Yeah, that's pretty much all we got.
Not for
Anything
sure.
for you?
That wraps mine up, too.
All right. Latest.
See ya.